It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going? Ask me. Everybody wonder why my smile is so deep. Everybody wonder why my eyes sparkle. Everybody always asks me, why you smiling when you dance? Because you don't understand the live through. It's worth it to smile. And I'm still smiling, and I'm gonna continue to smile. And majority of y'all who continue to ask me and gonna tell me that I'm pointing fingers to kiss my natural black me with that Bye! And when it comes out, don't come running back. I shouldn't have to get this nitty gritty for people to wake up. I shouldn't have to say something like that for you to be like, oh, she's probably telling the truth. It is pathetic that people gotta go here. It's pathetic that it's gonna take somebody to say it was me for somebody to understand. I'm gonna stop yelling though.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G.
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
If you thought hip-hop's darkest secrets would stay buried forever, get ready for a story that could challenge everything you've heard. Tonight, Jaguar Wright steps into the spotlight, calling out some of the industry's biggest names and discussing the alleged Diddy freak-off parties, where silence was supposedly more than just an unspoken rule. We're talking about chart-topping celebrities whose careers, reputations, and lives may have been caught in a much bigger storm. Rumors about A-listers, alleged abuse, and shocking connections have circulated for years, but Jaguar claims she's willing to say what others won't. Denial doesn't automatically erase a story, and silence doesn't always make the questions disappear. This is more than another celebrity list. It's a deeper look into the allegations surrounding an industry where power and secrecy often collide. We've all heard whispers about what happens after the cameras stop rolling. But tonight, Jaguar Wright says she's ready to pull back the curtain. She doesn't simply hint at the controversy, she puts her version of the story front and center. And when Jaguar speaks about Diddy's alleged parties, her words carry the weight of serious accusations.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G.
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Feel that chill. It's not just the celebrity power. It's the disturbing thought that the playlist on your phone could somehow connect to a story far darker than anyone imagined. How many of your favorite stars could be caught up in those allegations? And why would anyone do absolutely anything to keep the spotlight from landing on them? You've watched the headlines for years. But tonight, the names feel different. And no publicist, reputation manager, or alleged hush money can simply make those questions disappear. If you're already questioning everything you thought you knew about your favorite celebrities, buckle up, because what Jaguar says next could affect more than careers. It could reshape how people view the entire celebrity world. It's one thing to claim you're a victim of Hollywood's darkest secrets. It's another thing entirely to allegedly become the person recruiting the next rising star and leading them into the same dangerous environment. That's exactly what Jaguar Wright alleges happened involving two major names in pop culture. According to her claims, Usher didn't simply walk away from the system. She alleges that instead, he introduced Justin to the same world, supposedly protecting himself in the process. This isn't simply about rivalry or mentorship. It's about survival and the possibility of passing down not only fame and connections, but also the baggage, trauma, and risks associated with being a Diddy protege.
I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of tool do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young.
It's easy to see why people are asking questions about Justin's personal life, but claims about anyone's private health should never be treated as fact without evidence. And if you think only rising stars can become caught in Hollywood's complicated power structure, think again. Sometimes even hip-hop pioneers can end up paying the highest price. When the industry moves on from someone, isolation can become the cruelest part of the story. Hollywood loves a comeback, but it can also create convenient scapegoats. Craig Mack was once celebrated as one of the artists who helped put Bad Boy Records on the map. But what happened after his relationship with the industry changed? Jaguar Wright has alleged that Diddy abandoned Craig when he became vulnerable, leaving him struggling while the industry moved forward without him. Craig eventually stepped away from mainstream music and lived a private life before his death in 2018. Claims connecting his health, his isolation, and alleged events surrounding Diddy's parties remain allegations, not established facts. His story, however, continues to raise questions about what happens to artists once the spotlight disappears.
You know, the next thing is, man, Craig Mack was the one that jumped Bad Boy off. And, you know, and it got so bad that Craig Mack, who died from AIDS, that man, he got brainwashed so bad from Diddy and got done so wrong. The man went to South Carolina and joined a cult with his family until he died of AIDS a few years ago. The man refused service for AIDS. And the cold part about it, man, if y'all go check the video, right? At one point, he was gonna try to delete Diddy. You know, some say that Diddy might have had something to do with hooking him up with the girl that gave him the alphabet. And Craig Mack refused any funeral arrangements from Bad Boy, you know, in the wake of his death. It's bad when somebody go and join a cult. The same thing happened to Loon. The same thing happened to Mace. Everybody's seeking religion, man, when they messing with Bad Boy and Diddy.
And Craig Mack's story may only be the beginning, because the deeper you look, the more complicated the picture becomes. Allegations describe an underground network involving stars, insiders, and social media personalities who were supposedly more than passive observers. They were allegedly helping keep the system moving. But here's where the story becomes even darker. For every artist who gets pushed aside, there are others ready to step into the spotlight, driven not by ignorance but by ambition and self-interest. The disturbing part isn't only what's hidden. It's the people who allegedly keep the cycle going while presenting themselves as heroes online. In a world dominated by blue checkmarks, influence can become both currency and camouflage. Jaguar Wright claims she knows this firsthand. She's not speaking in vague terms. She's naming people and describing familiar faces who trend across social media by day, while allegedly becoming part of the same controversial world behind closed doors.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going? Oh, the celebrities get their way. Chrissy Teigen knows about that. Everybody knows about her. John Legend knows about that. Denzel Washington knows about that. Oprah knows about that. Ellen knows about that. Sandra Bullock knows about that. Unfortunately, after a second, Melissa McCarthy knows about that. Jimmy Kimmel knows about that. Does everybody want to leak names? The list goes on. You know, it'll tell you who doesn't know because they were the ones, so adamant. They were the ones filling the social media all April, March, February, and January over traffic. Who was that again? Oh, wait, that was no one. Because, hashtag #MeToo went viral. The celebrities that have been pushing, the blue checkmark people that have been big since the beginning, not just when
It's one thing to hear rumors, but it's something entirely different when federal agents arrive, search properties, and collect evidence themselves. Once you consider the scale of what investigators reportedly seized from Diddy's properties, the story becomes far more serious than ordinary celebrity scandal. During the raids, authorities reportedly recovered extensive evidence that prosecutors later argued pointed toward an organized operation. The question was no longer simply what happened at the parties, but how systematic and deliberate the alleged activity may have been.
At the time, we only speculated that investigators collected electronic evidence, but now we know for sure. According to the indictment against Diddy, investigators seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from his home. The court doc states these items were used in something referred to as freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced performances that Combs arranged, directed, during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial across state lines and internationally.
This is the evidence. The kind of material that, if verified, could suggest this wasn't one chaotic night or merely a few people making reckless choices. It could point toward something far more organized, involving power, control, and alleged coercion. But physical evidence is only one side of the story. The bigger shock comes when people begin asking how many recognizable celebrities may have appeared at these gatherings. Not simply as occasional guests, but allegedly as familiar faces in scenes the public rarely saw. For years, Diddy's alleged contact book has been treated like the ultimate prize by celebrity media. Yet few people have been willing to openly discuss what Brother Bilal has claimed. Will Smith, yes, the Fresh Prince, has been mentioned in those discussions. Bilal has alleged that he witnessed Will Smith and Dwayne Martin together around Diddy's gatherings. However, these claims remain unverified allegations. Whether they were isolated appearances or repeated encounters is disputed, leaving questions about what actually happened behind closed doors, where secrecy often protected reputations and careers.
On the couch and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. I
don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all that things.
And if you think a public denial automatically proves innocence, think again. Watch Will Smith firmly reject any connection to the Diddy allegations, responding forcefully when the subject comes up. His reaction has fueled speculation, but it isn't proof of wrongdoing.
Family calling, man, I need this, buddy. This shit is not right. So what the for? Why the is Earth for? Why? Besides, why you haven't even like this crash? Like, just do something that like at this point, it's like, why on this earth still? Like, why you still? Like, why the hell you on this earth? Why when nobody? It was like you don't have nobody. Like, all you on this earth for? I can't even see my kids. Like, what the I haven't made no music. I haven't made no money from music in like two and a half years.
But surviving those alleged inner circles doesn't always mean coming out richer or more powerful. For some, the claimed cost is much heavier, a lifetime of regret, emotional pain, and public struggles that no amount of money can simply erase. So what happens when someone believes giving everything will guarantee fame, protection, or Diddy's approval? YK Osiris became part of that conversation after allegations about his involvement circulated online. Claims suggested he sacrificed his dignity to gain acceptance, only to end up ignored and pushed aside. When his struggles became visible during an Instagram live, some dismissed him as another emotional celebrity casualty. But supporters argue there may have been a deeper story behind what happened.
It is, man. This industry is not what you think it is. Don't let these people fool you, man. Before in this social media, I'm gonna give y'all a little background of me, man. Like, my life is not perfect, man. Don't think because I'm on Instagram showing this, showing that, I don't got a perfect life either. And I want you to understand that just because all these rappers show all this money and show all this fame, don't think their life is good. It's not. These people are always faking and let you know that this is not what y'all want. Do something that's low-key. Do something that can help you out other than being a target or a flashy. Because God can take this away from you real quick, and it's not a blessing from God. And I tell people that 24/7, this is the devil's game. It is not. This is not no God's game. This right here is for you to look up to me. This right here for you to look up to me. This right here is for you to look up to me. If I don't wear this, you don't look up to me. If rappers don't do what they do, you won't look up to them.
When you're dealing with the industry's biggest names, sacrificing your dignity, your future, or even your peace doesn't guarantee loyalty. You can follow every rule and still walk away with nothing. Just look at Osiris, and you'll see why some believe the game was never designed to be fair. Whenever someone pulls back the curtain and challenges the system, the response can be predictable. Label them unstable, crazy, or simply a joke. To critics, that's more than coincidence, it's a defense mechanism. Osiris spoke loudly about what he believed was happening. He described the industry as a dangerous place and warned that what happens behind closed doors can involve exploitation and manipulation. But instead of taking his concerns seriously, many people mocked him, dismissed him, and called him a crash-out or lunatic. Now, listen carefully to what he actually said.
Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
Man, look, I can't. You can't take back what your butt sees. That's just like the video that's coming out with him and Will. With Will Smith getting the Will Smith. You ain't heard the Will Smith footage?
Yeah.
Alright, Will Smith. Then they got the Carl Winslow. Yeah, they got a lot, bro. It's a lot coming out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just keep it to you 1,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jaleel White was Reginald Bill Johnson for a very long time.
When every other tactic fails, the industry allegedly plays its final card, pressure through blackmail. Orlando Brown, much like Jaguar Wright, says he's done speaking in vague terms. He's naming names and promising that the most damaging evidence could destroy careers and bring entire empires crashing down.
Do you think the videotapes will ever be released?
Ooh. Do we live in America?
He said, do we live? There's a dog poop.
Because I will tell you, if you just pay attention to the testimony, there were videos on an iPad that the employees had access to, right? And you can't tell me, anyone who's watching this, they've been anywhere and something was going down and somebody said, hey man, give me a copy of that. Right?
Yep.
I mean, we can go back to the R. Kelly tape. That was VHS. Right. You know how hard it is to make a copy of a VHS? and it was probably 30 or 40 of them tapes in every neighborhood.
Right.
Right? Now we talking about digital. Now we talking about, hey man, airdrop me that video.
Right.
Right? Hey.
Spread like wildfire.
Exactly. Because I am pretty sure either through the dark web or through one-sided consent of some sort, it's going to be released.
He wasn't simply talking about corruption. He was describing claims of stars being exploited, their health allegedly damaged, and a cycle of silence maintained through intimidation and fear. The most disturbing allegation involves A-list artists, rappers, singers, and executives supposedly contracting HIV at these parties, with silence allegedly secured through money and threats of complete career destruction. Even attorneys have appeared publicly, speaking on camera and on record, warning that more explosive revelations could soon emerge.
That's how Clive did it. And then the next thing you know, she's Jay. And then it's Grammy time. And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up. And Brandy was the one that found her. But you know, they pledge allegiance to Clive.
This isn't simply about embarrassment. The claims point to something far more serious, a supposed health crisis moving quietly through powerful circles in music and entertainment. Jaguar Wright has also raised questions surrounding the circumstances of Whitney Houston's death. She points to the events surrounding Whitney's final days, including Ray J's connections to Diddy's World and Clive Davis's Circle. According to these allegations, Ray J was among the last people connected to Whitney before her death. Questions have also circulated about injuries, private conversations, and the silence that followed. Jaguar claims there was an even darker detail, an alleged note referencing an HIV diagnosis that, according to her account, was reportedly read by Ray J's sister rather than Whitney's family or physician. These claims remain unverified and should not be treated as established facts.
He gave that note to Brandy. Brandy read the note, got scared, and went back and told her brother Ray J. I believe Ray J went back and told Diddy what was in that note, and I believe Diddy went and told Clive Davis. I believe Diddy told Ray J to go in that room and get her nice and comfortable, and when she's relaxed, give me a call.
Jaguar alleges that Ray J witnessed something disturbing but chose to remain silent, despite questions surrounding Whitney's injuries and his whereabouts at the time. She further claims that the alleged HIV note wasn't simply ignored, but concealed by powerful individuals capable of controlling rumors, evidence, and even medical information.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike,
people started noticing Meek Mill acting differently, becoming unusually close with Diddy, and before long, rumors began spreading. It wasn't only about what appeared on Instagram. People were speculating about what might have happened behind closed doors. Then attention turned to Diddy's infamous birthday celebration, where alleged details surrounding the event fueled even more discussion. Once those stories circulated, even some industry insiders appeared uncomfortable addressing them. Since Diddy's legal troubles intensified, Meek has kept a much lower profile. That silence has only encouraged more speculation, with some claiming he's avoiding attention from authorities and dealing with fallout from his past association with Diddy. Meek has also faced public discussion surrounding his relationship with Puff, though the underlying claims remain unproven.
Meek Mill's got to deal with what he got to deal with based on the relationship him and Puff had. Dressing alike, being cozy, Puff calling him daddy, saying little innuendos to him. People are looking at that and saying Meek Mill is wrong for saying no Diddy. But you can't tell a man how to spend his money and how to make love to his wife or his Diddy. Diddy had rented a mansion out for Meek Mill's birthday party, and he had rented it for like $25,000. I remember we rented one of Cher's mansion out, you know what I'm saying? And that's the day he had fired his cook, but that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? It was me, Wolf, Mace, was Ock staying there? No, it was just me, Wolf, Mace, Puff, and there was one other person staying in the mansion. But anyway, long story short is that they came recently. This happened a long time ago, but they recently just made a statement that they found loads of cocaine. I wonder what they did with the cocaine, because they didn't turn it over to the police. They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place.
But here's the twist. According to these claims, the system isn't limited to rappers and music moguls. Comedians can become part of the conversation too. Orlando Brown reignited attention around Kevin Hart's rapid rise, echoing ideas Cat Williams has discussed for years. The broader allegation is that reaching the top may come with compromises behind closed doors.
Tory Hart exactly what Kevin Hart did in order to be where he's at. Now, I don't know if it was Kevin that pissed him off. I don't know who it was that pissed him off. But I do understand that the comedy world is nothing to play with. And since, Richard Pryor left us, God rest his soul, it's more like, everybody's trying to be Richard Pryor. And I can't put myself in position to not understand why some people just don't have the kind of respect for Cat that they should have. Kevin been pissing off a lot of people, comedically. You know what I'm saying? And I think that instead of trying to bash somebody that knows what they're talking about and bash somebody that has respect in the comedy world, I think that they need to look deeper into why is he letting this information go? Why is this information just now being released? Why, come on, why does his chain look bigger than any rappers that I've ever seen rap? Why, out of all the comedians, does he still have a $3 million mansion in Malibu? Why, out of every single comedian, does he still get picked on? But still looks like he's getting a check for nothing, just to sit on his couch, and everybody else look like, there has been.
So now that the curtain is finally starting to come down, ask yourself this. If so many major celebrities are being linked to the same rumors, secrets, and controversies, how much of the culture we admire was shaped by silence, pressure, and sacrifice? And with alleged recordings, claims, and new revelations continuing to surface, who can say who's completely protected from scrutiny? The truth isn't simply approaching, it may already be here. Tell us what you think below. Who do you believe could be next? And if every hidden story eventually comes into the light, will anything remain untouched? If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another upload. Until then, fam, keep it real.